Halo semuanya. Dalam video kali ini kita akan membahas sejarah negara Kenya. Negara yang kaya dengan budaya, perjuangan, dan perkembangan politiknya. Mulai dari masa prakolonial hingga era modern, Kenya telah melalui banyak momen penting yang membentuk identitasnya sebagai salah satu negara yang paling berpengaruh di Afrika Timur. Mari kita kupas. Masa prakolonial dan kolonialisasi Inggris, Kenya yang terletak di Afrika Timur telah dihuni oleh berbagai kelompok etnis seperti Kikuyu, Luo, dan Masai. Jauh sebelum kedatangan bangsa Eropa, jalur perdagangan maritim yang melalui pesisir Kenya menghubungkan mereka dengan dunia luar, terutama negara-negara Arab.
Kenya enjoys trade benefits that come with its strategic location on East Africa's coastline, with a developed port which also serves the neighboring countries. Despite its location, Kenya's trade deficit is over 60 billion Kenya shillings.
Kenya is very well located. Again, we could compliment the government, signed a lot of agreements with, like now the COMESA, AGOA, East African Community. So these foreign organizations or these foreign firms want to take advantage of the opportunities that the country offers.
Kenya's trade deficit can be attributed to, one, the fact that we are a net importer. We are a net importer because the value of the goods that we import tend.
Pada akhir abad ke-19, Inggris mulai menguasai wilayah ini dan menjadikannya sebagian dari British East Africa. Pemerintah kolonial Inggris membangun infrastruktur, namun hal ini juga membawa dampak buruk, seperti perampasan dan hak-hak rakyat pribumi.
In 1895, the British East India Company invaded and colonized Kenya. When the company fell at the beginning of the 20th century, the British government took over and colonized land and labor. The British took land away from Kenyans and introduced forced labor. 50 years later, when some Kenyans began to revolt, the British began a brutal military campaign that included detention camps and torture.
Pemberontakan Mau dan perjuangan kemerdekaan pada abad ke-20, ketidakpuasan terhadap penjajahan Inggris mencapai puncaknya. Gerakan Mau yang didominasi oleh suku Kikuyu menjadi simbol perjuangan melawan kolonialisme. Meskipun pemberontakan ini dihadapi dengan tindakan represif oleh Inggris, tekanan internasional dan kekuatan dari dalam negeri akhirnya memaksa Inggris untuk membuka jalan menuju kemerdekaan.
Many Kenyan workers were poorly treated by settlers, and flogging was commonly used to discipline them. After years of marginalization, injustice, and inequalities perpetuated by the British, a resistant movement called the Mau Mau was born in 1950. It was comprised of ethnic groups such as the Kikuyu, Kenya's largest native tribe. They advocated for resistance and revolts against British domination, even if it meant taking up arms. The Mau Mau was said to have taken a ritual oath to promote unity in the movement. Roughly 1.5 million Kikuyu supported the movement for their freedom. The British responded by saying the Mau Mau were savages and branded them as terrorists.
In Nairobi, capital of Kenya, Europeans and Africans still walk the streets in fear of the dreaded Mau Mau.
The Mau Mau planned attacks targeting British farms and settlers, as well as Kikuyu who were loyal to the British. In 1952, the British declared a state of emergency and began military operations against the Mau Mau. First, a forest war was waged against 20,000 Mau Mau fighters. By the end of the 8-year campaign, around 11,000 Mau Mau and 32 British settlers were killed. But some historians say the number of Mau Mau who lost their lives may be much higher. Then the British set up detention camps. Historians initially said 80,000 Kikuyu were detained, but recent studies suggest that the number may be as high as 160,000 to 320,000. The British branded them as rehabilitation camps that encouraged good citizenship and re-educated the Mau Mau away from their nationalist views. However, secret documents which were unearthed 50 years later in 2011 after 4 elderly Kenyans sued Britain's Foreign and Commonwealth Office tell a different story. The documents confirm the detainees were isolated, tortured, raped, forced to work, and sometimes murdered. Villages made up of Kikuyu women and children were also enclosed and heavily patrolled. This led to disease and starvation. Despite Britain's campaign, the Mau Mau movement spearheaded Kenya's independence movement. Jomo Kenyatta, a Mau Mau leader who had been imprisoned in 1953, eventually became the Prime Minister of an independent Kenya in 1963. In 2013,
Kemerdekaan dan kepemimpinan Jomo Kenyatta. Pada tanggal 12 Desember 1963, Kenya meraih kemerdekaannya dengan Jomo Kenyatta sebagai Perdana Menteri pertama. Setahun kemudian, Kenya menjadi republik, dan Kenyatta menjabat sebagai presiden pertama. Di bawah kepemimpinannya, Kenya mengalami pertumbuhan ekonomi yang pesat, meski ada kekhawatiran mengenai pembatasan kebebasan politik. Transisi politik dan demokrasi multipartai. Setelah Kenyatta meninggal dunia pada 1978, Daniel Arap Moi mengambil alih pemerintahan. Namun, setelah beberapa dekade, Kenya menghadapi tuntutan untuk membuka sistem politiknya. Pada tahun 1992, pemilu multipartai pertama diadakan. Ini adalah langkah besar menuju demokrasi. Meskipun perjalanan itu tidak mudah dan diwarnai oleh kekerasan pasca pemilu, terutama pada 2007.
The violence in Kenya's Rift Valley region is spreading quite fast. This is Naivasha, about 100 kilometers west of Nairobi. It is the latest to be hit by the ethnic violence gripping this country. Armed groups on a revenge mission attacked this house belonging to a Luo, opposition leader Raila Odinga's community.
Reformasi dan konstitusi baru. Krisis politik pasca pemilu 2007 mendorong Kenya untuk mereformasi sistem politiknya. Pada tahun 2010, Kenya mengadopsi konstitusi baru yang membawa perubahan besar, termasuk pembentukan pemerintahan desentralisasi, memperkuat hak asasi manusia, dan memberantas korupsi. Kepemimpinan modern. Setelah pemilu 2013 dan 2017 yang memenangkan Uhuru Kenyatta, Kenya fokus pada pembangunan infrastruktur. Namun, tantangan korupsi masih menjadi isu utama. Pada 2022, William Ruto terpilih sebagai presiden dengan janji untuk membangun ekonomi berbasis bottom up dan mengatasi kesenjangan sosioekonomi yang ada di negara tersebut.
In line with the powers given to me by Article 1521 and 1525B of the Constitution decided.
Nah, itulah perjalanan sejarah Kenya, mulai dari masa kolonial hingga era modern. Sebagai salah satu negara dengan ekonomi terbesar di Afrika Timur, Kenya memiliki banyak hal untuk ditawarkan, baik dari segi budaya, politik, maupun pembangunan. Terima kasih sudah menonton. Saya Arya Rivantio. Jangan lupa like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.